We do hope you had a merry one today. Hello everyone, it's News Tonight. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi. Wycliffe Bukenya will join us in a bit on sign language. Let's dig into it. President Yoweri Museveni has called on the elite youth to sensitize the public on issues affecting their life and share with them important information that can help wananchi solve the challenges they face. The president, accompanied by the First Lady, Janet Museveni, and family members, was this morning among Christians who attended a Christmas service at St. Luke Nswerenche Church of Uganda in Chiruhura district. The service was presided over by Reverend Kwesiga Emmanuel Kantamunanwire. The president reminded the congregation that their area had been infested by tsetse flies, but after his advanced level studies in the 1960s, his group sensitized wananchi on the dangers of pastoralism and encouraged them to adopt the habit of permanent settlement. He therefore asked the youth to emulate the same and share whatever important information they have with the public. Mr. Museveni assured cattle farmers that government is to procure drugs that will eliminate ticks during the dry season. He also urged farmers to plant pastures, harvest and store for their animals to feed during the dry spells. The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, urged the people of Rwachitura in particular and Uganda in general to thank God for the gift of life as they celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. She pointed out the significance of the Christmas tree, saying it is a sign of light that shines on the people of the world that had been filled with darkness before the nativity of Jesus. Mrs. Museveni urged the congregation and all Ugandans to unite as the world commemorates the birth of Jesus Christ.
President Yoweri Museveni has called on the elite youth to sensitize the public on issues affecting their life and share with them important information that can help wananchi solve challenges they face. The president, accompanied by the First Lady, Janet Museveni, and family members, was this morning among Christians of Nswerenche who attended Christmas service at St. Luke Nswerenche Church of Uganda in Kenshuga Sub-County, Chiruhura district. The service was presided over by Reverend Kwesiga Emmanuel Kantamunanwire.
Mwachire Your Excellency kana n'omukyala we Mama Janet okwereza hangi.
The president reminded the congregation that their area has been infested by tsetse flies, but after his advanced level studies in the 1960s, his group sensitized wananchi on the dangers of pastoralism and encouraged them to adopt the habit of permanent settlement.
Organo rokubanza no bakweta organophosphates. Ekyo tinkaje batera mu nyankero mu cyarga yuki muri mu kitware muti aza abashaho tubariya ngo babashobora obo bugando buke oburi mu organophosphates konga noshuti omukujiko kwanje noshuti za gamma toxi za kufa toxi manyezo ne dishembaze hati yone orium organophosphates. Organo rwa kabiri no bakweta pyrethroids. Pyrethroids ni kombazo kwa Dicatex utayitukozesa ubu buryo mu no mbazi no bagwiho omukimuri cyo bakweta pyrethrum.
He therefore asked the youth to emulate the same example and share whatever important information they have with wananchi that could help the people to overcome some of the challenges they face. Mr. Museveni assured cattle farmers that government is to procure drugs that will eliminate ticks that disturb their animals during the dry season. He also urged farmers to plant pastures, harvest and store them for their animals to feed during dry spells.
Abakenya bakandi bakingana abana bakabare bakandi bakinga nawe cyo abashaho nimbata umushango wakane ngo nimbata umushango gwani abakanye nkanyowe nkanye nkogesa dikatex imyaka 10 nekora habwe iki abako kandi ngegeso muri ngo gushikira ayaje kuremera ngo ha ekayandingize mugongo eshatu ninga mukaka mwe nimwe mwete nahura umahuri nababura mwete isubugara ento kustom omutugo mukazimisira ena ombazo murumozo nkabana bakuzando mbezi ati mwere mwareba kabya karumu abantu ko baferurente zenjungu zo bagira ati mwareba.
During dry spells, the president asked the leadership of Nsweren Church of Uganda to organize their Jubilee celebrations to enable elders attend while they are still alive. The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Museveni, urged the people of Rachtura in particular and Uganda in general to thank God for the gift of life as they celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. She pointed out the significance of Christmas tree, saying it is a sign of light that shines on the people of the world that had been filled with darkness before the nativity of Jesus Christ.
Everywhere antona noreba Christmas tree. Konka abantu bengi tubamanya really Christmas tree ekiri kumanyisa hati in culture konka abantu bakikora bukora. Konka Christmas tree significance yayo no kwishya abantu ngo muti nubwo musharabo Yesu yatubambirwa umuti ukaba kuri umuti gutayine mababi gutayine bimuri konka nubwo muti ubwo Yesu yatubambirwa uwizira umunsi kutufera.
Mr. Museveni urged the congregation and all Ugandans to unite as the world commemorates the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Kala matara gubataho no kwishya abantu ngo Yesu kuyizira umunsi ija kubetara. Yes, ense yabiretse imbere umwirima ija kubetara kwa kirense.
She further encouraged all Christians to constantly pray to the Lord and urged them to take care of the less privileged like the poor, the sick and the elderly. UBC TV, Harriet Nambi.
Archbishop of Church of Uganda, Stanley Ntagali, has warned Christians to desist from corruption, immorality and pride. He decried the increasing reaches among Christians by means which he termed as dirty. He was delivering Christmas sermon at All Saints Cathedral in Nakasero, Kampala.
Christians across the globe have celebrated Christmas, the day Jesus Christ was born. In Uganda, prayers were held at various churches countrywide to mark the day. At All Saints Cathedral, Nakasero in Kampala, the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Stanley Ntagali, led the prayers. He encouraged Christians to avoid evils like corruption, sexual immorality, and pride.
Today people are worshipping money, today people are worshipping status, today people are worshipping property. One feels happy because of the property. I've told you it's good to work hard, but be faithful. Let us be faithful stewards in our working hard, let us avoid wrong means of saying that we have accumulated wealth. People should not remember you because of your corruption. Many people are so corrupt, and that is not worshiping God.
He decries high cases of human trafficking and drug abuse, which are mainly due to unemployment.
The child begins to process passport to go out of the country to the Arab world, and you hear your child has gone and you never see him or her again. We are told that girls become sex workers, they become slaves. If they are housemaids, they work 24 hours.
He called upon the congregation to forgive and reconcile with their enemies if they are to have the true meaning of Christ in their lives.
We have one who reconciles us to our fellow men and women, one who is the source of joy. Without his joy, even when you have all the money, when you have everything around you, you'll have sleepless nights because you don't have his joy, you don't have his peace.
The prayers at All Saints Nakasero were among others attended by Foreign Affairs Minister Sam Kutesa, Director CIID Grace Akulo, Dokolo District Woman Representative Cecilia Ogwal, former Chief Justice Benjamin Odoki, and former 2016 Go Forward presidential candidate Amama Mbabazi. Philip Aguta reporting.
Thank you, Philip Aguta. The Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, the Right Reverend Wilberforce Chichol Wadida, has urged Ugandans to discover the love of God and renew their lives during this Christmas season. He reminded Christians of the good news of Jesus' birth, which is being remembered. Bishop Luwarida was the main celebrant at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe.
The Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, Right Reverend Wilberforce Chichol Wadida, says that fear has filled people's lives during this season, which needs God's intervention. Wadida calls on Christians to be the ambassadors of good news.
We see signals, and what are these? And yet, this comes at a time when we are celebrating the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, when we are talking about good news. It is my prayer that you who has come here, who you will read the Bible and reflect on the goodness of the Lord, I pray that you may be an ambassador of good news that will relieve fear among the people in Uganda. If it was to score, you as an individual, how have you scored?
He also says that the country has priorities which need to be considered first.
Our love for God, for fellow men, and for our country has been put to a serious test. I say a serious test. Especially when the discussions about age limit were going on. Personally, I wondered whether this was an issue taking number one on the list of priorities we have in Uganda. Issues like the welfare of the medical personnel and many others were given less attention compared to the age limit issue. Brethren, when the last nail was driven into the coffin, what was your conclusion? If you thought Tojikwatako and Jukwateko we are coming to a close, now we have moved to another level, Kojukuteko. Now that we have done that, does this send good signals?
He reminded believers of the God who cares, to whom they should cast their problems. Beatrice Naziri compiled this report.
Meanwhile, at other places of worship, the message rotated around spiritual renewal, love, and forgiveness. Our reporters traversed different places of worship, including House of Prayer Ministries, Canaan Land of Pastor Aloysius Bujingo, Namirembe Christian Fellowship of Professor Simeon Kaiwa, and Gospel Healing Center, Lueza. Let's take a look.
At House of Prayer Ministries, the senior pastor Aloysius Bujingo wants Christians to dedicate the festive season to build a culture of coexistence. Pastor was addressing worshippers who turned up the Christmas prayers at Canaan Land Church in Makerere Chikoni, a Kampala suburb.
I pray that you be careful with the festive season, the way you move, because I think the same accidents, the same mistakes have happened over and over again and again. So I believe this time there is going to be safety, there is going to be security, because nobody is going to leave his home or her home without somebody to keep her home. Let us change from the inside. We have decorated a lot outside, which has not made a difference. People have done a lot of things that shows hypocrisy. So it's my message that we work on our inside, the outside part, it will be okay.
In his sermon, Pastor Bujingo emphasized respect for different cultures and Christian values as key for unity and coexistence in society. He cautioned the public against immoral acts which could result in fatalities.
Meanwhile, the founder of Namirembe Christian Fellowship, Professor Simeon Kaiwa, seems concerned over the increasing immorality in Uganda. He says such acts portray a bad image of Uganda globally. Professor Kaiwa was preaching to believers at the 2017 birthday of Jesus.
There's something wrong with us. We are too immoral. That everybody is now buying what is immoral. People are selling immoral things everywhere. And so the morals are really going down, and as a result, to the future, is not good for Uganda.
At the home of Biwempe Revival in Uganda, believers celebrated the 2017 birthday of Jesus Christ, the Savior, with modern praise, worship, and soothing Christian hymns. The founder of Namirembe Christian Fellowship, Professor Simeon Kaiwa, advised Ugandan against tendencies of immoralities.
People should remember that this is a country where morals are very, very important to be, because a country's motto is for God in our country.
Professor Kaiwa applauded security personnel for maintaining peace and order during the recent parliamentary debate on age limit bill.
And if soldiers have come to protect members of parliament, the Speaker of Parliament, and even the buildings, because now we no longer trust the moral of the people, there's nothing wrong with that.
He advised the Muslims and Christians to avoid fighting over the issue of Jerusalem as the capital city of Israel, because both Muslims and Christians are children of Abraham.
I'd like to speak, therefore, that they would rather at this time think, or rather consider, beginning to agree on things. What's important more than anything is the city in heaven.
Abraham Blaita, UBC News.
At Gospel Healing Center Lueza, Bishop Patrick Makumbi reminded followers to understand that Jesus Christ has made change in their lives.
This is what I'm telling you, church. Trust in the Lord. Let other people come hurt you, let them go. But stay with Jesus.
Bishop Patrick Makumbi was concerned over escalating land disputes and ownership which are characterized by violence and death. He urged local authorities to intervene and stop property grabbing.
Come into our hearts, let's love each other. Let's have love for our country. That we should not kill each other because of these material things that tomorrow will go. As long as you are alive, money will come. Money comes and money goes. But it's important for you to realize this, that God loves people and is a God of love. We should not hurt each other, but love each other. Because through love, that's when men will know that you are of God. God bless you and Merry Christmas.
On the other hand, Pastor Miriam Makumbi urges believers to demonstrate Christian love that distinguishes them from the rest of the world.
We share, so Christmas is about love and sharing. I pray that we will love each other and share with each other. God bless you so much. Merry Christmas.
For now, Christians need to learn the spirit of forgiveness and love one another.
The Vice President Edward Kiwanuka II has clarified to Ugandans on the recent passing of the presidential age limit amendment by Parliament. He says it is not yet conclusive, urging Ugandans to embrace the upcoming referendum on the matter to have it satisfactorily settled. He was speaking at Lubaga Cathedral during Christmas celebrations where thousands thronged for prayers, including Buganda's Katikkiro Charles Peter Mayiga.
It was merrymaking at Lubaga Cathedral for thousands of Christians who thronged the church for Christmas prayers. Attracting people of all walks of life, it was a joyous mood. Close to 11 a.m., the Archbishop Kampala Archdiocese, Dr. Cyprian Kizito Lwanga, walked in, finding dignitaries ready to receive the sermon. Well-trimmed voices of men and women, dressed to the nines, filled the air, creating a joyous mood similar to the angels in Bethlehem at the time of Jesus' birth. In the homily, Archbishop Dr. Cyprian Kizito Lwanga decried unsubstantiated murders and environmental degradation in the country.
Destroy the environment that you be so when you come at young, aquatic bonna around jam to create jam later will see that you
He challenged leaders to embrace honesty with regard to Uganda's motto. A similar message was re-echoed by Buganda Katikkiro Charles Peter Mayiga.
So we all need moral and spiritual renewal to restore respect for the truth and trust in God.
Omukulembeze ateekwa okumanya ekituufu ate n'akinywererako. Tetusobola kuzimba Uganda n'eteerera nga abakulembeze tebanywerera ku kituufu. Tulina okukomya okwekkiriranya n'okutya okuyitiridde.
Mayiga urged leaders to desist from deciding on controversial issues without people's consent.
Tusaana okumanya nti obuwanguzi bwaffe bulijjo okutambulira ku ebyo be tukulembera bye baagala. Era buli mukulembeze ne bw'aba mukulu wa kampuni ne bw'aba mukulembeze wa ddiini nga bano abasosodonti abali wano ne waba munnabyabufuzi nga bakadde baffe abali wano, ne waba mwami wa kabaka nga nze ayimiridde wano, bw'atatambula n'abantu era abakulembeze batatambule n'abantu mu 2018 bajja kufuuka nga kabaka tebuutwereke. Kabaka tebuutwereke yayawukana n'abantu be nga tebakyagenda mu lubiri, nga bayimirira no ku lusozi ne bamugamba gusinze, naye nga ali eri wala nga tebakyamusemberera. Awo akabaate nga tekazze.
On his part, Vice President Edward Kiwanuka Sekandi clarified that the recent passing of the presidential age limit amendment by Parliament is not final.
Waliwo ebimu ebitannaba kumalirizibwa. Bw'onoosoma constitution waliwo ensonga ekwata ku kachapita akakwata ku president ebbanga lye naki akoko nammwe mwennyini abantu ba Uganda mwenna muyina role gye mujja okukola.
Calling for peace and reconciliation in the midst of disagreements, Sekandi urged Ugandans to embrace the upcoming referendum on the constitutional amendment.
Ekiseera kijja kutuuka akakiiko ak'ebyokulonda kabateeketeeke mugende mu kuba akalulu kwekyo kye twayisiza. Therefore ekyo tekinaba completed nti muli baddembe mwetegereze mugende nammwe mugikwateko nga mukuba akalulu.
Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga remembers 2017 as a year of humps and corners, urging Christians to promote peace. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Thank you, Okurut. Now let's take a short break. We return with more details. This is News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. You are watching News Tonight. Giving birth on Christmas Day is one of the best gifts most families celebrate, given the value attached to it. In a visit to 3 major hospitals of Mulago, Rubaga and Mengo, there was a lot of excitement from parents as they welcomed their newborns on this day.
Names like Emmanuel, Martha, Christine and Christopher, Noelina are the names associated with the birth of Jesus and always given to children born during Christmas season. This Christmas Day, several babies have been born and mothers will give them names associated with the birth of Jesus. At 4 major hospitals, our first stop was Mulago National Referral Hospital, Kawempe. The mothers were in a joyful mood after giving birth to babies on a holy day.
Birthday with our Jesus Lord. I feel so great for that.
They're excited to give birth the day Jesus Christ also has been given birth.
From 12 a.m. to 11 a.m., midwives delivered 36 children. That included 1 set of twins. 22 were boys and 14 were girls. Out of the 36, 18 deliveries were normal and 18 were cesarean.
10 o'clock, we had a total of 36 babies delivered in this hospital. Out of the 36, there is 1 set of twins. We have a total of 22 boys and 14 girls. Mothers are fair. Those that delivered normally are due for discharge any time from now.
Security in Mulago was beefed up to ensure no cases of child theft were registered.
They come in form of good Samaritans that they are going to help the mother who is delivering. They can come like if you have a jailbird. The mothers are safe, the babies are safe, so there is no cause to worry.
At Mengo Hospital, 4 children were delivered, out of which 3 were boys and 1 girl from midnight to 11 a.m.
We are blessed with 4 children.
who have been delivered on this Christmas Day. 3 of them are boys and 1 girl. All mothers are fine with their babies. 2 have been cesarean section and they are all doing well with their babies, and 2 have been normal deliveries.
Lubaga Hospital had 6 children, with 4 boys and 2 girls, from midnight to 10 a.m.
We had 6 deliveries in the night. 4 were boys and 2 were girls. All normal deliveries, no cesarean section.
In Mbale Hospital, there were 11 deliveries, 4 boys and 7 girls, with 1 delivery being triplets. In general, the number of boys has outweighed that of the girls this season. Susan Naonga reporting.
During festive days, people could buy new clothes and gifts to friends and relatives, but also have a feast as a big family. Unfortunately, things seem to have changed due to the changing economic times and poverty. Our reporter Diana Kuti visited some homes in Chengera, a city suburb, to see how people celebrate Christmas.
Every 25th of December, Christians world over commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ. Others go for prayers. Prayers. After church, the next item is visiting in a special way to differentiate the day from other days. People prepare different dishes. Those days, people could prepare plenty of food, buy plenty of drinks, and celebrate together with friends and relatives.
In the past, we would make it a family issue. We would be in our villages. We would be with people we have not seen for a long time. We would go around families. The families would cook, kill chicken, goats, cook and we eat.
However, things seem to have changed to the extent that people no longer spend much on festivities, citing the hard economic times.
If I compare the Christmas season of nowadays, people they are very economical compared to the past because of the economic situation in Uganda. People they are, you have to economize. You should not spend because of one day, and yet you still have other things.
Because the money, the currency is high now. So people, since they don't have the other ego of eating much, so they minimize because the currency is
in your own different homes. So I must say that it has been commercialized and it's not as lively as it used to be.
People could even struggle to have new outfits each Christmas season, but the trend is changing.
People used to buy new clothes, and you'd find children very excited about new clothes, their wives, but it's not possible now. It's not possible, and I think families have got used to the fact that, yes, let's use what we have. It's not possible to do that. But
long ago, they used to celebrate the Christmas of which they couldn't understand. They used to buy new clothes so that they show off in the churches that they have bought something new. But the current one, we are celebrating the Jesus whom we know that has born to come and save us, to deliver us, and to break every kind of chains that has bound us.
However, for many, what matters is good health and having one of the basic needs, something to eat. Diana Kuti, UBC.
Let's take another breather and return with business news. As Uganda's Christians celebrated the birth of Jesus Christ, Kampala Central Business Center downtown had less businessmen, traders and passengers.
As Christians celebrate the Christmas, the business within Kampala has slowed down, leaving persons of Muslim faith remain in business. Musa Basabom, chairman security stage downtown, has literally says the festive season had better businesses for business border riders.
Customer, actually you can talk with your customer very good, and you agreed what you can agree with her or him in good condition, but like not like yesterday, like today it is good. Yeah.
The festive period has brought in a lot of price hiccups within the center, and more especially to passengers traveling up country.
It has taken about 3 days when the people were sleeping here. Those ones who had come as many as they are, and the vehicles were not enough. That made us the owners of the buses here. Buses being few, what we did, we had to raise up the fare, thinking that maybe as we raise up the fare, people may go back and some will remain, but still they are also paying.
This is the clear picture of business unusual, where there is no traffic jam, with most business ventures closed. The drivers still need to remain conscious on road safety.
You drive a vehicle and the government doesn't, and care allows them. Now when you allow a kid of 18 years to drive a vehicle, a person who has not produced even a kid, it cares less.
Them that they can tell the people who are riding the border that they have to tell them they cannot ride the border and drink. They can be smart. No smoking when you are riding a border. Don't talk the big words and the holy community of people. That's.
However, the community has been called upon to spend money wisely, since what baffles most people in Kampala are the school fees, rent, and health care. Keep Langat Wille reporting for UBC TV.
Pope Francis has used his traditional Christmas Day message to call for peace for Jerusalem and dialogue between Israelis and Palestinians. Acknowledging growing tensions between them, he urged for a negotiated solution that would allow the peaceful coexistence of two states. US President Donald Trump recently announced that America recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. The controversial move drew international condemnation. Last week, UN members decisively backed a non-binding resolution that said any decisions regarding the status of Jerusalem were null and void and must be cancelled. Palestinians want East Jerusalem as their future capital, and all countries currently keep their embassies in Tel Aviv. The Roman Catholic leader gave his Urbi et Orbi speech, which in Latin means to the city and the world, in St. Peter's Square. From the migration crisis to the conflicts in Syria and Iraq, from Venezuela to North Korea, his speech concentrated. In sports, Uganda has lost to Zanzibar and Malawi in the Copa Dar es Salaam beach soccer tournament in Tanzania. The games that unite East African nations saw Uganda lose its first game 9-5 before losing to Malawi in the last game. Despite the loss, the boys believe they had a lot to learn and will carry the experience to the National Beach Soccer League. The stage is set for the last rally of 2017 at Mukono Festina Bear with City, with over 30 drivers registering for the competition. Arthur Blake and Posiano Wakataka talked to UBC TV ahead of the race, promising to test the new machines ahead of the new calendar.
Era tulina programu za season empya era wagenda kubeerawo enkyuka naye nga sijja kugyogera kati tujja kugyogerako nga season etandise. Omwaka guno mu motoka z'empaka amazima zitutambulidde bubi nnyo lwansonga nti motoka etusumbye nnyo kino kiri naye ku Boxing Day twakulabe nti bintu bikyukamu tugalewo omwaka at least nga tulinayo kusanyu era tugenda kubeerayo Boxing Day Festino tulabe nti tuwa abavuzi tujja kubeerayo mu byombi piki n'emmotoka era byonna ngenda kubyetabamu n'abatabani baffe bonna bagenda kwetaba mu zimbagi era tulabe nti olunaku tulumala mu ssanyu.
Wangula abavuzi bangi nnyo mu Uganda bakikaaba era si kyangu nzoga mu Uganda kyakawangula abantu batasuka abantu mukaaga so emmotoka eno ekitiibwa kyenjiwa njebaza nnyo kubanga kingi kyenkoledde era nkakasa abawagizi ngejo bali mu kusonda sente ez'emmotoka empya njagala at least ku Boxing Day ekole ebyafaayo era nga ebasiibula abantu.
And Uganda chess players are bound to have their festive period cat show to accommodate the 2017 Chireka Open Tournament at Sportsview Hotel in Chireka Trading Center. Uganda Chess Federation boss Emmanuel Mwaka confirms that 200 players, including juniors, are already entered for the one-day event due on 28 December. The cash-laden tournament will climax with the best male player taking 1 million shillings, while the gold medal winner among the ladies takes 700,000. Amoko is ladies defending champion, while Arthur Segwanyi beat all men in 2016 at the tournament, whose 2017 edition has attracted big names like Harold Wanyama and Goretti Emojong. And that does sum it up. Thank you for watching News Tonight. Wycliffe Bukenya is our sign language interpreter. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi. Have a lovely night.